Hey, I just wanted to share a little testimony for you guys. Um, Jen and I recently, my wife and I recently moved to Nashville, Tennessee, a little spot called Hermitage. And we've been attending a church called Holy Saints down in Franklin, Tennessee. Shout out to our church family. We love it so much. And I just want to share something with you because I'd be remiss not to share it. And here's the thing. Um, we were faced with this idea of like, what church do we want to be a part of? And so when we moved here, to me, it's a big deal where I feel like the Lord is calling us. Where is He leading us? Where are we going to stay planted? Where are we going to root? Where are we going to call who our church family? And so we went to two different churches, and one of the churches was a beautiful, amazing. We loved it so much, and we are so moved. And then there was another church called Holy Saints, where we've now decided to call our church family, where we've been attending every Sunday. And in the church, the Lord really pressed upon my heart, like, "Hey, this is where I want you." And let me explain a little bit. While being at church, the church is about 45-minute drive from us, man, I love my church, Holy Saints. I can't speak high enough of it. It's everything that Jen and I have needed in this season, and our church community is just so beautiful. We love them all. But here's the hard truth. When we first went, we were like, I don't know if I necessarily want to be a part of this church. I really like this first church that we went to. And we decided, or no, not that we decided, but God really met me in such a unique way at our service, one of our services. And Pastor Jake Sweetman preached the message, and God just rocked me to the core. And it was so amazing. And I'm so grateful that God met me in that moment, that night. Services at 4 p.m. And it really confirmed that like God was like, hey, this is where I want you. It's a little bit of an inconvenience, but know that this is worth it. This is where I want you. And if that's where I felt like God was leading us, then Jen and I were talking. It was like, this is where we're going to stay planted. A couple of weeks went by, and we've still been attending. And honestly, my heart, my flesh, I really wanted to attend this other church. And I was wrestling with this idea of like, I really love what's happening at Holy Saints, but what I really want right now is to go to this church over here. And I feel like this is stuff that people don't necessarily talk about because it's almost kind of like awkward to be like, hey. And so anyways, why do I say all this stuff? A couple weeks ago at church, man, God met me again. And you know how He is, man. And if you don't, let me tell you, He is, man. I'm praying in the back of the room. And to be honest with you, I'm a little frustrated. I'm frustrated because I'm like, God, man, what I want is to go over here. It's a little closer to my house. And it's really, right now, it's really what I want. To be honest with you, it seems fun. It seems fun. Now, I know this sounds crazy, especially since, I don't know, I was a pastor on staff, but I wanted that. I did. But here's what ended up happening. I'm in the back of the room praying, and I'm talking with God, with a little bit of a tone. Sometimes I have a tone, okay? Sue me. And I'm praying with God. I'm like, God, if you want me at this church, right here, live, if you want me here, prove it. Prove it. I told God, I looked him in the skinny little face of his, and I said, God, if you want me here, prove it. And not even 10 seconds goes by. Our amazing senior pastor at Holy Saints looks at me from the back of the room and locks eyes with me. And I'm like, is he looking at me? He's not looking at me. He shouldn't be looking at me. He was looking at me. He said, Hector, why don't you come on up here? And I'm like, oh God of heaven, you were listening? ? He calls me up there, and my senior pastor proceeds to just speak life over me, gives me a word of encouragement to myself and Jen. And in that moment, he takes a second and he prays for me. Oh, in front of everyone. The whole church started praying for Jen and I. And to be honest with you, I blacked out. I was just so enamored with the fact that God heard me in that moment. And so if this is encouragement for anyone, if you heard anything from this video, God hears you. And what ended up happening is that he took a second, he spoke life over me, he prayed for me. It felt like I'm like, am I being sent off to war? Is this a commissioning? I don't even know. But I was so moved. The Spirit moved me. And I just looked at my wife, and she's crying out in in the crowd because she's obviously emotional because she knows that we've been wrestling with these feelings. God, in that moment, said, this is what you want, but this is what you need. You might want that thing, but God's like, this is what you need right here. Trust me. He just said, trust, 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 trust him.